Hello guys and gals, and welcome to my channel. My name is Anspire. So October ended and now it's November, and for me it's time for NaNoWriMo or NaNoWriMo. I'm calling it NaNoWriMo, which is a writing event similar to Inktober, and you must write every day, and by the end of November you will have a full-grown novel for you to do anything you like with. Either edit it, try to publish it, or just use it as a draft for something else. Anyway, with October finished, Inktober finished as well, and I wanted to show you my finished sketchbook and the supplies that I used the most. In the beginning of October, I left this blank page to make a cover. Here are my Inktober drawings, but I left this page to do a cover, and I will be doing the cover with the supplies that I used the most. So just a quick thing, these are the supplies that I used the most. These are not all the supplies I used, but mostly I use these ones. So for sketching, first I used pencils, obviously, red and blue, and a normal lead pencil. I used a couple of times green, brown, pink, purple. I just tried to experiment and explore what different results I could get. What I learned is if you use a very soft lead pencil and you use Copics later, it kind of dirties your Copics, which is something I'm not sure if you can see, but it's a bit dirty, like the tip is a bit brown, a bit black. But yeah, these are the pencils that I use, and I will be using them today. And then for inking, I used the Stabilo 0.88 for things that didn't require a lot of precision, because I thought, well, it's quite thick and it produces a straight line because of this pointed tip. So I used it for a lot of drawings to sort of sketch out things or to rough out some elements. I used the graphic liner by Otto for its way thinner, and I used it for smaller elements, and because the ink is quite smooth when it glides on the paper, it was quite nice to do some really weighted lines. Then I used the Copic multiliner, which is a really nice go-to thing. The only thing I didn't use it a lot is because it's 0.3, the one I had, so it's quite big. And also I use this Uniball Signo pen. So it's a pen actually, but it's just so smooth and nice, and because it works like a pen, when I hold it, I know it sounds ridiculous, but it just flows better with me. And then I used a lot of Copics, a lot of Spectrum Noirs, but the most I used these three. So this is the Cool Grey #1. I used it for basic shadows when I wanted to make the drawing just a little bit like black and white and put a little bit of shadow. I used the Warm Grey for the same reason, but if I wanted to make my drawing a bit more in a warm color, in a warm tone. And I used the Silk color for skin mostly. I really enjoy this color. I think this is my favorite color, and this will be the one which will need a refill first, because I've been using it a lot. I have a lot of other like skin, I can show you, skin Copics, but this one is the one that I use the most, and I really enjoy it. So now what I'll try to do is just write Inktober and some other things, or like draw some other things on the cover so that it can show off the things. And then after I'm finished with the drawing, I'll do a flip through my sketchbook for you guys. Well, hope you like it. Let's start. Well, this is the finished cover, guys. I'm now going to explain what each of the picture is and why I decided to draw it for that prompt. There will be a quicker flip-through video available on my DeviantArt page, so if you want to just watch that, you can feel free to go and do that. Also, there will be a moment in my tweet feed which will feature all my Inktober tweets because I did it on Twitter. And yeah, there you can see all my submissions as well. So let's start. This is the cover page that I just did. This one is the first thing. I didn't know if I was allowed to use Copic markers at the time, so I just did a lot of drawing with my fine liner and a lot of coloring, sort of with a golden pencil to show that this is the armor of the Armor Titan, because I think the Armor Titan is the fastest Titan there is from Attack on Titan. If anyone doesn't know that, Shingeki no Kyojin. And yeah, this was my first thing. I'm not particularly proud of it, but this I was very afraid to draw with the liner, so this is obviously my first attempt to do that. Then the second one, noisy. I really thought a lot of people would go with like cars and stuff, and I just went for babies because I wanted to practice coloring skin, which I think I did quite well, especially here and here. And yeah, babies are also noisy. The third one was a weird Sonic. Here I went really crazy with the with the markers and everything, and I don't like it. I think it turned out horrible, but hey, not all Inktober days are good. Here we have Melanie from The Girl with All the Gifts. I have a previous video of this drawing, so I'll link it somewhere here so you can see it. It's one of my favorite ones, and I've submitted it as a separate deviation as well because I think it's that good. It's for day 4, Hungry. Maybe I should just do a little bit of this. Yep. Alright. This is day 5, Sad. Here I experimented with Copic markers and with skin colors. This picture was featured on the Copic markers moment on Twitter, and I was really proud of it because it felt great being acknowledged by the people who have actually produced the supplies that I use. This is called Hidden Feelings, and it's for number 6, Hidden. It's a girl with butterflies coming out of her chest because each and every one of us has something hidden inside that they hide from the other people for whatever reason, and I wanted to capture that. Sadly, I spilled something on it, so now it's all crinkly, but I managed to scan it beforehand and I have a separate submission for it as well. Number 7 is Lost. Here I have a video of this and the next. This one is an original character for someone that I colored with different colors, so it's sort of their design but my colors, and I just wanted to experiment with purple and pink. Then we have 8, Rock. It's this also its original character, but this one I've painted like he was a monument, a statue, or like a rock. I experimented with the different values and colors, and I had quite a lot of fun with this one. Then it was number 9, Broken. This is the Little Mermaid when she realized that her prince is not going to marry her and she has to turn to foam. And I think if you've read the original tale, you'll know that this is a very sort of depressing tale, but here I experimented with different expressions because I never draw expressions like these, and it was quite fun to do. And here obviously I used the blue pencil for the first time. This one is number 10, Jump. This was done together with Mental Health Awareness Day, and it's about when people and your thoughts in particularly push you towards directions that you don't want to be. Obviously this girl, she's just thinking jump, 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 and she's at the end of this building. I wanted to draw her with super long hair and just an interesting attire, just so to make her pop and stand out. Then we have transport, number 11. I thought it would be quite interesting to depict a different form of transport from before. These are obviously hot balloons, and these are little stick people traveling around the world in their hot balloons. Then we have 12, worried. I had quite a lot of fun with this one because I thought what would make me worried, and it's not that I don't want to have kids, but I will have kids at some other point in my life, and getting a result like this would really make me worried. So I painted this girl in her obviously home clothes and looking all worried and blushed. Then we have number 13, scared. I wanted to picture a cat jumping in the air, and I think I quite managed to do that. It turned out a bit weird. I think the head is too small, but otherwise I think the marks and everything, they're quite nice. And my first attempt to paint a Copic cat was it was just good. I think people liked it on Twitter. Then we have a tree. For this tree, I spent a lot of time doing the lines, and that was what I was sort of practicing. It was just being patient with it and just doing every single line carefully, so that when they match up together they form the structure of a tree. And obviously I first did a circle to paint all these branches. I really like this tree, although I think it's quite plain, it still shows off my ability to myself to draw different things now, because at this point, towards the middle of Inktober, I got a bit more confident with the supplies that I was using. Number 15, relax, was another artwork that I did for myself. I thought, if you were at home, how would you be relaxing? Would you be wearing like kind of a very baggy sweater but nice socks that sort of covered almost all your legs because you want to be warm? Then you would have some sort of, for the composition I decided to have some sort of a hipster painting and the title here. And I really enjoyed this because I don't normally paint furniture, so it was a good challenge to myself. Alright, here we have happiness is jumping in the puddles. I thought for wet I wouldn't be drawing tears this time, because I always, when I think of wet, I always draw tears, so I thought, well, what if I draw happiness instead? And I just thought of this little girl just happily jumping in the puddles, although she has her own cloud that's raining on her. I think it's quite an interesting concept that I came up with. And this is, we're just over the first half of Inktober. Now this is a drawing I experimented with because I decided to do, like you can see, not all of it is lined. This is for 17 battle, and this says some battles happen in your head, and it's basically the battle of my battle of whether or not to buy more Copics. Yes, I do have those battles almost every day because I really want them all, but I realize that if I want them all, I'll want these sketches then, and everything else I'll just have to live in a house full of markers with no space left for myself. But yeah, I just lined these two, the angel and the devil, and I lined her eyes and the hand that sort of the angel is touching. I thought it was quite interesting, and Copic marker liked it and they thought it was quite funny. Then we have escape. This is one that I particularly dislike. I just thought I did quite badly, although I had a nice idea in my head. I wanted to do like a rainbow sketch and rainbow inking, and although I did it and the gradient is quite nice, I think the picture is still quite ugly and the shading is just not up to par with everything else I've done. So I guess number 18 was a really weak day for me. have 19th flight. I wanted to do something very, very sweet and nice. This is Happy from Fairy Tale, and I just wanted to do something that I haven't done before. Obviously, if you've looked so far, I only have really thin lines inked very precisely, so I wanted to do something very thick, very childish, very, very strong. And I think I did that. Although this is not exactly the Happy color, because he's a bit more greenish blue, I didn't have any markers of that color, so I just made him normal blue. But I really enjoy his face. He looks positively happy. Then this is a weird one, Squeeze. I did this while watching something, I think Once Upon a Time, so I just thought what would be a very weird picture to draw for a squeeze. What can you squeeze out? And then I thought like toothpaste, probably not that weird and stuff. And then I imagined people eating a toast, how you sort of squeeze it a little bit. And that's what it came up with. What I came up with, a girl who's being squeezed in a toast, and obviously another girl touching her. Yeah, I really enjoy painting the hands and all that. I really sort of worked on volume of skin color and stuff like that. Then we go on to 21 Big. I wanted to draw a girl in baggy clothes. This was one of my challenges from before, because I thought that I always draw something that's very skin tight, because I think I have a good idea of anatomy, but I don't have a good idea of how clothes would react to a body, to different body types. So I experimented with that. I don't think I did particularly great, especially here, because I don't know if it would stand like this, but I guess it depends on the material of the pants. Then we have Inktober 22 Little. For these I was chatting with my dad at the time on Skype, and I was just doodling. I wasn't thinking at all, and this is what I came up with. And I think it's because I was talking to a parent, I came up with this concept of a parent weird bird and a child weird bird. And I just drew a lot of it in pencil, and then I made some highlights with a Copic marker just to make it pop a little bit more. Then number 23 is slow. I thought what would make me feel like time is going really slow, and then I remembered how before I had good internet, I had to wait years for something to download, even if it was some sort of a resource that's just like 100 megabytes. It was just so slow, and I would just lie like that in front of my laptop and wait for it to download for ages. So yeah, I drew this. It's sort of me with very long hair, because that's how long I've been waiting. I keep turning the sketchbook because I don't remember what I've drawn. This is a dozen. I thought just a dozen eggs is something that always goes well together, and I thought, why don't I try to make them a bit more funny and a bit more like with a character. So I drew this pack of eggs with a fork that says "Who's next?" with the absolute cutest expression while still being absolutely evil. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I think a lot of people like that as well. Then we have Tired. Tired, of course, really rang home when I imagine myself coming from work every day. It's just really tiring to have to get up early and to go home. Not very late, but like late-ish, and especially with these months in England. I don't know how many of you know, but it starts getting dark here at about 4 at this point, 4, 4:30. So when you're going back home, it's already dark and you feel like you're going home very late, although it isn't, you still feel like that. And it will get worse. I mean, last year it was getting dark at 3:30, so I'm not looking forward to that. Now we have 26, which is Box. I really like this picture because I thought a really shy person would have hidden behind the box, and then I thought, what would the box be, because it has to be super characteristic, and I came up with this: I'm shy, please don't take my box away, #shybox. It's just really cute, and I had a lot of fun doodling this and drawing this especially. It makes me really happy. Then there is this, I think this was creepy because I haven't written it, but it's creepy. And this is a character from Mirai Nikki or Future Diary. It's Gasa Yuno, and she's hurt, and she's just saying to Yuki, who is the person that she obsesses over with, that that he should just think. And she's obviously naked and everything, but here I experimented with black and white and adding just a dash of color to emphasize certain parts. Then this is probably my favorite thing from the whole Inktober. It's 28 Burn, because I thought I don't want to make it a depressing one, because I've been drawing depressing ones for a very long time now. So I wanted to make it something really cute and sweet, and then I thought of Calcifer from House Moving Castle, and I think at the time I had received new Copics and these all are my new Copics, and I was really happy to use them in such a great way. I love it. Then for day 29, surprise, I drew this creepy looking Jack in a Box, and it's just saying surprise with the evil face. And yeah, if you think this is evil, you should see the other side. I think this is positively creepy, but yeah. Then for number 30, Wreck, I really wanted to draw at least once Alice Madness Returns, and I think for Wreck this was really good, because she really is a wreck. If you've played the game, she really fits that description. Here I just tried to do a full drawing, but I think the hair here should have like ended somewhere around here to look realistic, so I kind of messed it up on the head anatomy here, but I still like the expression and the overall feel of this page. And then for the last, for 31, I drew my best friend. Hopefully in the future I will have a dog and it will be my best friend. So here I really quickly doodled a pose that I wasn't very comfortable with, and I just went on with it because I realized I've become quite confident in using my pencils and inks and everything, and I'm really happy that Inktober happened, because it made me feel so confident and so good about traditional media. So yeah, this is it guys, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like and subscribe. I make videos every month, so every week I submit a new one, and there are various links in the description. I have an Etsy shop, I have Patreon, and I have my DeviantArt page with lots of updates there. Thanks again and happy November. Bye!